companies. And if there's no recovery, there's no fees charged to you. I'm attorney Daniel Woodbury. I know how to fight truck companies. Call me 800-325-1454 for your free consultation. 800-325-1454.
KCAA.
The doctor is in. Welcome to the Psychic Love Doctor Show with host Deborah Lee. Deborah has been practicing, teaching, and perfecting the personal prophecy card reading method for 20 plus years. This life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. This inspiring show will help you never feel helpless in life or love ever again. Now, here's your host, Deborah Lee.
Welcome, everyone, to the Psychic Love Doctor Show. I'm Deborah Lee, the original Psychic Love Doctor, dubbed as I was by AOL way back in 1996. Whew, that was a lot to say. Woo! I am joined here with Lisa. She is riding shotgun with me again, back from one of her gallivanting experiences around
the globe.
Yes, there you go. Lisa is also a credentialed therapist, so you're going to get advice tonight.
Whether you like it or not. Whoa, because it's Freaky Friday, and Lisa with an E is in the house. Woo!
Yes. So please, if you'd like to have a reading, please give us a call. That number is
909-792-5222.
We are also being carried live over Facebook Live on the Psychic Love Doctor Show page. And if you wish to put your question into the little chat.
Oh, you know you want to gaze upon our beautiful facades. Now, come on. You want to watch what's going on in real time when you can't see us behind the mic.
So please, you can join us there. You can join us here on KCAA. Call us in with your question. And here's the thing. If you don't want to use your real name, you don't have to.
That's very true.
So I will be using the personal prophecy card reading method, which involves nothing more than an ordinary deck of playing cards, as I'm holding up to our Facebook watchers right now. This method is called personal prophecy again, which my grandmother actually taught me back in 1982. When
you were 10 years old.
Oh, yes, I was. It's so cute. And actually, she did pass away about 2 years after that. I spent a lot of time researching this. Now, of course, there are other methods that employ a deck of ordinary playing cards. Those methods are out there. Many of them have, you know, traversed the passage of time. But personal prophecy is extremely revolutionary, I think. Very unique, dynamic in the sense that we perceive the future as we're sitting here in the present, and then we use our tools of choice and change where we can actually improve the future before we've even lived it. I love that. We've had a lot of success with that, and with Lisa sitting in, she will be able to provide insights as I said, a credentialed, you are a counselor and therapist.
Yes, I am. Primarily, the majority of my work, I would say, is working with couples, employing a lot of the Gottman technique and cognitive behavioral approach. But of course, all of those techniques and strategies, you have relationships with everyone in your life, not just your romantic partner, but coworkers and family members. So that's what I feel like I can bring to the table is especially those love questions out there as you're rolling into the weekend. You get like a twofer right here.
You do. You actually do. Now, Lisa works on the internet also. You're called the authentic therapist, are you not?
Right. So I'm so fortunate with technology today. I have clients that move all over the world. We are in a very transient area. I have clients in Ecuador and Israel and Australia. And it's wonderful how we're reaching out to you, and we can reach you anywhere.
Right, and you can reach us. Woohoo! How wonderful is that?
Yes, we do like that on Freaky Fridays.
No, yes, it is. Freaky Friday.
What a segue into reaching us.
We've kind of done a little studying today. We're going to approach this in a very delicate manner. so we don't get bleeped or whatever it is they do when we say something inappropriate.
Well, we were discussing certain
The
emojis.
movie. First
too.
of all, the movie.
Oh, the movie.
There's a movie out right now where part of the title is actually a rooster. And under that it says blockers. And this is a movie that a lot of people are enjoying. Seems like it's kind of a teen movie with parental angst involved. Supposedly very funny. It's about 3 girls that have made a commitment to lose their virginity.
Oh.
And their parents go out on a like a quest that night, a mission, in order to prevent that from happening.
Ah.
Which somehow, in some weird way, we went from a rooster to, what were we going to call them? To
Eggplant photos.
or
DPs.
Pictures of your junk. And how these circulate, and you get them whether you want them or even care to see junk.
Unsolicited.
Yes. So actually, Cosmopolitan, just the magazine and their online website, just did a big story. Of course, they use the actual slang term for these pics on how to produce the best selfies and when to send them and when not to. So we're going to discuss that until somebody interrupts us with a phone reading. So please, give us a jingle. Again, the number.
909-792-5222.
Now, Lisa, you have made it seem as if you have quite a collection of these junk pictures.
I wouldn't say they've been collected, but they might have been received over the years. And my favorite thing to do with these types of photographs is to take my draw tool and create a little face on these pictures, a little bow tie, little hands coming off, and then send them back. That's what I like to do with them.
Now, Cosmopolitan and other websites, if you do any sort of research on this, they do advocate that you should never send
unsolicited?
Yeah, what were you calling it, an eggplant? A picture of your eggplant without permission. And I'll be honest, I mean, when you've seen one, you've pretty much have seen them all, sort of, kind of. But the thing is, don't you want to get something a little bit more sensual and very
Classy.
Yeah, seductive.
Yes. You know, like a man stretched out on a bed, naked, but there's a strategically placed...
Things are hidden. Women prefer that.
We do. There's mystery. There's intrigue there.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't want to see the junk.
And when you got your hand wrapped around it and you're twisting it in some kind of weird position so that it'll look bigger, longer, more girth, whatever you want to call it, that is really a turn.
You know what the boys really need to know?
Yeah.
We screenshot those pictures and we send them to all of our girlfriends. We might even post them onto personal group pages on Facebook.
And we make fun of them.
So I highly suggest you stop it. Just stop with the eggplant photos. Just stop.
A lot of women did say in this article that I read that they like a man in boxer shorts or even in their tighty whities with mystery or
mystery. I'll go with the mystery.
Not all out there.
Well, unless you're holding a Pringles can, nothing else is going to be impressive. I'm sorry. Pringles can for the win. She know how to follow that one.
Yeah.
And might I add that someone has shared a Pringles can photo with me. Legit.
Oh my
Legit.
Goodness. Well,
with that note, just as if you're driving home on the 101 or wherever you might be on the East Coast or West Coast, we are coming at you live 7 p.m. East Coast time, around 4 p.m. Pacific Coast time. Call in to get your reading with one and only Deborah Lee, 909-792-5222. She's got her cards all warmed up.
Oh, they're sizzling.
Smoking.
And we actually do have a filter. It's just that when we are not involved in a reading, boy,
we're filtered. That is highly filtered.
I guess it kind of is.
I talked about eggplant emojis.
We had to check it out with KCAA, our man on the spot in the control room, to find out what would be the proper term, as it were.
Than the usual slang. It's not like it's Taco Tuesday and we're talking about that. It's just Freaky Friday. Because then there's a whole new conversation going on.
Yes, whether to be bald or not bald. That's upcoming, everybody. So, yeah, you want to call us. You want to get in on this discussion. Or at least get a nice reading. Doesn't have to be about love. Can be about career, children. Marriage is kind of love, but not necessarily. Family. How about relationships you're having outside of your marriage?
A lot of people will ask you if they're about moving and buying homes, what the energy is around a particular home they might be interested
There's
in.
really no area that would be that we wouldn't be able to give a good reading to. So please, yes, please, give us a call.
Why don't we tap into our friend Ellie?
Okay.
Did she miss last week?
No, she was on, and yeah, I can't remember actually.
I wasn't here, so I got to miss the updates. So
I think she was on with us. Oh, she sent in a message.
Well, she's sending in a message, and she says, "Gosh, love you guys, love your show, Deborah Lee. Never want to miss you. Unable to call in because it's so loud, but I would love an update with your magical cards." So I do remember the story. Ellie had been dating Andrew off and on. And I guess there was a little bit of a reconnection there. And she's looking for the energy around their future together.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
It is. And the evolution that's involved in these types of relationships. You know, things can change really rather instantly. So these readings add clarity to your situation. Plus, I think there's a lot to what you've said about them being manifestations.
Yes.
The cards are manifestation tools containing energy. She'll fill you in while I lay out Ellie's cards.
And I like what you said earlier about, you know, the cards can show you the possible outcome because we all have free will. Just like if you are stuck in a thought pattern of belief that you believe your life is horrible, you believe you're never going to find love, and that's going to be your outcome because you believe it to be true. But we all have the ability to make choices and changes and have a different outcome. So if the cards are showing you this certain blueprint, that's the beauty of what Deborah Lee tells you. Hey, you don't like this outcome, then you better change it to get a different outcome.
And you can.
That's what I like about it.
Through, say, engineering conversations to go in the direction you want them to.
Oh yeah. Making a change. If something is not working for you, then stop doing it. Change it. I'm dealing with a lot of people with that right now. They don't like their relationships, but they don't want to make a change and make it different. And I was like, well, if you keep reacting in the same way, you're going to get the same result.
Well, Ellie, here we go again. Poor Andrew is still stuck on this track of thinking through your activities, especially your extra, I don't know if they're called curricular, but that there are still too many men in your life that he figures, Ellie, you're just waiting for some action from some new quadrant.
Well. Get it, Ellie.
And, you know, I think that's just a man thing right now because he finds Ellie so attractive and so, like the ultimate woman of his dreams that he fears every other man is out there after her. I think he'll get over that, Ellie. I really do. I think he has shown himself, especially lately, that he just can't quite let go. He might still keep it under the heading of, what would that be again? Like
casual encounters?
But
friends with benefits?
I really feel he's falling. I do. I think he's falling. Ellie, one good thing I have to tell you. However which way love with Andrew goes, damn, girl, you're going to make a lot of money. You have a huge upswing coming in your career, and I see nothing but dollar signs all around it. And it's under the designation of sure to come true. In all the years I've been reading cards, I have to tell you, at one time or another, whatever has been under this designation has, in fact, come true.
Wow.
Yeah. So get ready to...
It might be Publishers Clearinghouse or the Big Lotto, but it's coming, right?
I think, yeah. And, you know, to be quite honest, Ellie, I think he's actually toying with the possibility of moving in with you. And if you were on the phone with us right now, I would ask you.
Well, that's why people need to call you. You know what? Because you can have that beautiful, delicious one-on-one dialogue, get some more insight.
Right. Where I could then ask her and say, have you both discussed this? but it looks like this is weighing heavily on his mind, which would tell me he's moving in the direction of a commitment. Because, you know.
We like to party at commitment ceremonies. Just saying. You know, she can marry people, by the way.
That's right. Yes, I am sanctioned by the Commonwealth of Virginia, I guess you'd say. And I can marry individuals. I can hold commitment ceremonies. And if need be, we will travel, won't we?
Boom! Road trip. Let's go to April from Riverside.
All right. April, how are you this afternoon? I guess it is for them. Okay.
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Hey, good to hear you. Okay. Can you hear us?
Okay.
April?
Okay.
Oh,
Hey, now it's a party.
What's
Okay,
on your
so
mind, April? What can we look at the cards for you about?
I don't know, just life, I guess.
Life.
Well, yes, you are alive, April. I don't need cards to tell you that. But can we zero in a little bit on whether it's something relating to a romantic question or a work-related question or
Anything.
yeah, but to just be broad, that it's going to only bring up broad response.
It can be either work-related or romantic.
Oh, that's really choppy. Did you get it?
Were you talking about work related?
Or romantic is fine.
Romantic.
Do you have somebody in
Both
your
of
life
those
right
are
now?
great. No, not right
Do you
now.
have Do you have us on speaker by any chance?
I'm in the car.
I didn't. What?
All right, so she's looking at romantic.
Okay.
Do you have a particular person of interest that you've set your sights on?
No, not at this time.
All right,
Ooh,
the
the
field
playing
is
field's
wide open.
All right, April. Let's see who's going to come running out onto
All
that field.
right, so that's what Deborah's going to do right now. She's got your cards, all hot and bothered just for you. She is doing a 24-card layout, so she's not just going to pull a card or two or three. So she's going to look specifically at your particular area of interest, and if anything pops up to hit her about another aspect, of course she's going to bring it up for you.
Absolutely.
So are you on meetup groups? Are you on swipe dating sites? What are you doing to find your person?
Yeah, I'm actually not right now.
What?
I've taken a break.
Taking a break.
Okay, that's a great time, too, for a true, say, soulmate or a real connection to pop up in your life when you're on a break.
When I hear taking a break, I'm assuming there's been some horrible experiences.
And that's what I'm picking up, too.
Yeah, I need to take a break because I've kissed a whole lot of toads.
Yeah.
Well, she said yes. I will tell you, April, once you emerge from this break, I am seeing a beautiful marriage ahead for you with somebody that you will meet through your like workplace or your work, your occupation. Or even if you're a student, that would come under that same heading.
Location.
So, April, can you give us a few details about what it is you do?
I work in insurance.
In what?
Insurance.
Insurance.
Oh, everybody needs that, right? Well, you are going to meet somebody that is truly going to knock your socks off. It'll be around that scenario of insurance. Not sure if it's a customer or if it's going to be a staff member, but boy, oh boy, he's going to just walk right up and boom. And these boom ones do happen. Boom. Yeah, they do. So it'll begin as a friendship, which is an awesome foundation or platform, you might say, for future marriage, especially as you get older. Now, of course, when you're young, you got a big tickle in your shorts, and, you know, you just want to go out and kind of scratch that.
The itch. Scratch the itch.
But when you get a little bit older, past that really frisky stage, this is when you start thinking about values and compatibility. And, well, Lisa, now you are cut from a whole different bolt of cloth. I'm just saying that when they want to, like initially, to have a family, Now, you might hit 40 and decide you're going to just have a stable of desirables. But in the meantime, I think that's where you and this fine contender for your heart are going to find yourself heading. And it won't take long. It looks like quite a whirlwind romance to me, but for all the right reasons. So April, you just let yourself go through your process. Now, Lisa, if you have been in a really difficult relationship and you just got to go, whoa, I need a break.
Yes.
And I see a lot of turbulent emotions around this, but I do feel it is truly over.
Okay.
What would be your advice as a counselor or therapist?
Whenever I hear someone saying that they're taking a break, it's because there's either been a string of just nothing's connecting or hitting, or there's been a long-term relationship that's ended and it's like, oh, I'm not ready to jump into something new. So taking a break, there's no timeline for that. Truthfully, it's whenever you feel like you want to get back out there and communicate with someone. So I'd say just take your time. Don't be isolating. Last thing you want to do is put a fortress around yourself to prevent anyone from coming in. But if you need that self-nurturing and self-care time, then of course take it. Just don't block yourself off from potentials.
Now, I did put a fortress around myself for like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Daryl, who's sitting behind our technology and is such a wonderful techie guy, I guess we'd call him, he actually did have to persevere because I had reached a point where I was pretty happy just being by myself, taking care of my kids. And didn't you, Daryl? Boy, you really had to work hard for that first cup of coffee.
Yeah, I had to really kick that wall hard.
But I'll tell you, the minute that I opened the door and he was standing there, I swooned. Did you swoon?
Of course.
Oh, and he swooned. We were swooning. So it does happen. So
Okay,
you
well,
just keep take care of yourself. And don't let other people push somebody on you, right?
Right.
I mean, everybody can mean so well. Hey, I've got a cousin. His name is Poindexter. You know, that kind of thing. Tell them that you're busy. Yeah. Well, April, we're so glad you called us. Please call in again on a Friday night. We're here every week, ready to help you navigate your way into a beautiful, love-filled, happy future. Isn't that nice?
I like that.
Yeah, it's very nice.
And we're nosy. We want to know what happens.
Oh, details. We've got to have the details. All right, hon?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, what a sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
She'll find the right one.
Bye.
She'll get the right one.
All right, KCAA listeners, the call-in number is 909-792-5222. It's Friday. You're getting ready to go out. Many of you are having those first date Tinder nights, and we know that you want to know how it's going to go. So think about that as we pause for a moment.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
Friday night was night to be with your friends. Saturday night was date night.
Well, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh, well, I was just saying that traditionally, I'd always heard that Friday nights were for going out with your friends and having a good time and being with, happy hour with folks from the job, and that Saturday night was date night.
No.
You ever notice that clubs, that are traditionally, full of singles, Saturday night it's like a wasteland. Have you noticed?
I don't know. I used to do a lot of nighttime training at the gym, and I loved Friday nights because it was a ghost town, and I could be there till 10 o'clock at night.
They're all out drinking.
They're all out. But then I would come work out on a Saturday night, and it was packed. 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Those are probably all the ones that are nursing a broken heart and don't have a date.
Maybe.
Maybe you have some good advice to throw in here. We've jumped from
eggplants to
tacos.
To swiping left and right.
Can you give us some meaty advice about meeting somebody and where should your expectations be?
Oh, see, that's what gets people in trouble, I think, is the expectation. I hear a lot about, well, I put myself out there for the one. So, of course, what happens is the expectation is that you meet someone and they kind of hit a few of those qualities you like. And women, I think more so than men, generalizing here, are jumping to like the wedding. Oh, he's got these qualities I want. I want to lock him down. And then the disappointment comes in when the expectations aren't met. the expectations are what get you in trouble. I'm not hearing from him. He's texting instead of calling. And we say he's free on Friday night. Why aren't we going out? That's the problem, is the expectation level. So I think it's tweaking the expectations and having those conversations about what are you really, really looking for. Don't say that, yeah, I'm cool with casual if what you really want is a monogamous, committed relationship.
Right. Well, what about when you are on that date? Is it an interview or is it a date? I think it's an interview, really. I think everything's being
A
scrutinized.
little bit of both. I hope there'd be a lot of communication leading up to it, unless it was a blind date. Do I even want to see you in person? Should be happening first. Like, can you carry on a conversation?
True.
Okay, true.
What you get on the internet in the way of messages and even pictures that aren't current. I mean, what you see and what you get could be two entirely different things.
I heard that's a big thing. The filters and the 10-year-old young picture. Oh, yeah.
So
shame.
Yeah, and I think, though, you shouldn't just walk away with, like, your tail between your legs and say, okay, that was a big failure. I think you should...
That's what I think the expectation at that point, like especially early on, should be. My expectation is to meet someone and get to know that person and see if I like that person. Then my expectation is to have a conversation. It's the jumping in of those expectations of fantasy land that get people in trouble.
True, like they have to look a certain way. Some of the best, funniest, people full of personality really were pretty ugly as sin. As far as men go. But I was always into quirky and weird and, they didn't have to look like they walked out of, men's magazine. Right. They could be a little bit, because I could fix them later, right? Isn't that what a therapist hears? I'll just fix them.
Oh, yeah. You can always fix them and change them. That's that magical piece of paper that women think happens after they have the I do's, that things are magically going to change. I'm like, wow, you found magical paper?
Truly.
I'd like to find that paper.
Transformers of the permanent kind.
The call-in number is 909-792-5222. If you are watching on Facebook, we'd love for you just to dial in instead of chat away. If you're driving around, put us on speaker and call.
Yeah, please. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Does a person's history, do you think that really matters? Like, for instance, if they possibly let you know that they weren't quite faithful in their marriage? I mean, we'll have to think about that. We do have Lisa from Massachusetts sitting in the wings. We'll get back to that. All right, Lisa. Hello.
Hi.
Hey!
There she is. How are you doing tonight?
Actually, I'm pretty good. I'm very
good.
How are you, beautiful
That's
lady?
awesome.
We are so fabulous and fine. That's all I got to say.
I know you are. You ever tell me I know.
Thank you. Pardon me?
I know. Things are changing for me so rapidly. I moved to a new place. This is one thing I wanted to do, was to move to a new place. I've lost a lot of weight.
Oh,
hey.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel really good. And I feel, that I'm stepping into who I am. And I'm not going to apologize for it at all.
No.
And I'm sensing, kind of picking up that the gentleman that I'm always talking about.
Yes.
I'm kind of feeling him pulling on my energy. Because I've just kind of like ignored him. I'm just not, really focused on him. And I'm feeling him pulling on my energy as if he's wanting my attention or he's wanting something. And I just want to know,
why does it always go that way?
Is this my imagination? Is this my imagination or what?
interesting.
So that's what she wants me to
So
look
she's
at.
not really focusing on him right now, but she feels him pulling on her energy. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, I don't give him any attention. My energy withdrew my energy. but I know that he's noticing that other guys are checking me out.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're making all these changes, and I'm sure that with the move and the weight loss, and you're wearing different clothing, and they fit you differently, and you're probably walking differently, and you feel different, and that energy is coming out of you.
She's giving off a new vibe.
New vibe.
Yes.
And see, he is now picking up that your energy has changed. You have, from his perspective, you've lost interest. And now, see, he's going to rush forward and be the alpha dog. And the thing is, he should have done that before. I mean, time got away from him a little bit. And what happened now? Oh, yeah. No. Now he wants to pursue you. Now, Daryl, you got to speak up here for all of our gender.
He's shaking his head no.
Why is it that you, how can we put this, Lisa, that you want more the thing or the woman that you could have had easier before, and now that she's slipping through your fingers, now you're going to go after her and chase her down?
Lisa, oh my God.
Come on.
You are so right about that, because it was like, yeah, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just like, I pulled back my energy, and I'm like, And it was interesting today because he'll tilt his head and look at me, not straight on, but like a sneak, like, you know how you peek around the corner, you're looking at somebody. That's what he does.
Yeah.
I see him, but I act like I don't see him. But it was interesting today.
Well, he wants to start actually opening a conversation with you, say through email or text messages. He's ready to, get on that pony and ride.
Go for a ride.
I have to tell you.
Giddy up.
Well, I lost my phone.
Count girl.
I have the same phone number.
But
I no longer have
it's
the same
right
phone
there.
number.
Boom. Yeah.
I no longer have the same phone number, and he can't text me because he only knows me by the old phone number, which I no longer have and have access to that phone. So he can't contact me. Only through
he'll
the
find
fact
out.
that
I guess he'll find out. But you will be in his mind the one that got away, and he'll kick himself for it for quite some time. But what is it? You snooze, you lose. He had his chance.
Yeah.
Yep, he did. So as for you, I see it's a whole new ball game. Boy, using a lot of
metaphors and analogies tonight.
Yeah, because you are going to literally find yourself being able to take your pick. And I want to give you a little word of caution here, Lisa. Often when we have lost a lot of weight and we've changed our appearance, we can get a little chip on our shoulder, as if to say to men everywhere, okay, now you're there opening my doors and, wanting to know me, and you're pouring my gas, or pumping, I guess. A lot of times women will think, where the heck were you before when you could have gotten to know me? Because now you're seeing that they are attracted to you physically, when they could have been attracted to you for being the wonderful woman that you are. Yeah. So that might be something you'll have to work through. And I really think that you're a pretty sharp gal and could do that. So, but just be aware that if you feel a little grumpy toward the male gender, that's going to likely be the reason why. What do you say, Lisa, as our resident therapist?
I don't really think that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I think that I'm humble about that. I don't look at Mr. A. I don't look at him like you could have had me. I just see him more like, now that I'm not so focused on you, and you can see that other men are focused on me, I'm just being lighthearted. That's just who I am. I don't run after the attention. I see it, I acknowledge it, but I don't. I see it. I don't feed into it. I don't.
Well, bear in mind, too, that he always had, from the card's perspective, he always had a very low self-image. He didn't feel that he had a desirable body, that his equipment, so to speak, wasn't up to par.
Chili pepper.
Yeah, so he was quite down on himself. And I'm hoping, though, that from this lesson learned, that he will jump in there sooner and start going after what he wants.
Yeah, because the thing is that Debbie, you hit the nail on the head. I have my interest in him and my desire for him, because to keep my desire and my interest in you, you have to communicate with me. You have to talk to me.
Yeah.
And he did not do that. I think he probably thought that, hey, I'm the guy, I'm the dude that's in control. I talk to you when I want to talk to you. And by him behaving like that, it pushed me further away from him in connecting with him. And that's what it did. And I can understand that's what he's sensing, because it's like now every time I turn around, he's there. I'm in the kitchen, he's there. Everywhere I turn, he's there.
Okay, well, are you interested in giving him another shot? Because it seems as if you're still quite intrigued and interested in him. While there are other men that are coming towards you, he does still seem to have captured quite a bit of your attention as yet.
Mm-hmm. I would.
So
I know this is crazy to say, but I would. But I would in a cautious way, in a more grounded way.
Well, your cards are saying that this story isn't quite finished yet, that there's still another chapter yet to come. So I see no reason that you couldn't be receptive to, if he can come forward and make an advance, then I think that he should get another chance. What do you think?
Do you see him moving forward?
Well, he definitely would like to communicate with you, but like you say, if you are not someone he can reach, I don't know how he's going to do it. He seems to want to communicate through either phone, computer. I'm sorry?
I actually see him every day.
Oh, well,
every day.
What would you say, Lisa?
I mean, she still has the interest out there. If he approaches her, she's not going to say no. That's okay. But if he hasn't made any changes, you're going to just get what you got.
Get more of the same, right?
That's the only thing with that.
I think this time he should have to make the move. And if he can't get the gumption, Well, we're so glad that you called, and I do feel that after you're able to put this one to bed, so to speak.
Whoa!
I meant this situation.
Oh.
I really feel that then you're going to be wanting to turn toward new potential partners, and there's going to be quite a few. There will be a marriage coming. I mean, you've got a lot in front of you that you deserve. So now that you're feeling better about yourself, I think you will be able to really
savor the fresh meat.
Yes.
So let me quickly ask you: Does he feel that I'm no longer interested in him?
Well, remember, we're dealing with somebody that's a little bit awkward. Mm-hmm. I don't think that he's got, the usual, what is it that men have, the flair or the
game.
The game. He's got no game. There it is.
And I think if her vibe is not directed at him, or if she's not showering attention on him, he's clearly going to think like, oh, well, she's not interested. Because, again, not to really point fingers at all men, but they're a little dense sometimes.
See, and I would walk by his chair, and my style would be to tweak his shoulder and say, "Hey, darling, good morning," and just keep walking on.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
I can do that, because today he actually did something that was funny that made me laugh, and he did it for me.
Well, there's a lot in the whole body language dynamic. Now, here's an example. Mm-hmm. Let's say let's say a man comes up to you and he says, "Lisa, can I get you a drink?" And you'll say yes or no. But what if he came up to you and put his hand on your shoulder and said, "Lisa, can I get you a drink?" Now that hand on your shoulder is sending a message.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just tweak and pat his little shoulder and say, "Good morning," and smile and just carry on. And now
I
you
will
put
do
the
that.
ball in his, you're punting. You're putting the ball back in his court. Then see what happens. Wouldn't
I
be
will do that.
surprised to get a lunch invitation or something like that out of it.
You know what? I'm going to do that.
Yes. Yes, you get in there, Lisa, and you make us proud, okay?
I'm curious though. Did he used to text you? Did you guys communicate through on the phone at all before you changed your
We
number?
used to, we did, but he told me he did not want me to text him anymore. He banned me from texting him. We had a big
Oh, my
fight.
goodness.
He banned me from
Was it
texting him.
too hot and heavy for him?
Well, he was upset, and he told me he didn't want me to text him. I was not to text him anymore.
He didn't
Yeah.
want sexing? Oh.
Well then, okay then.
What is he, like, caught up in that whole Madonna horror complex?
Can you?
If I can't say that, you know what I'm referring to.
So the only way that he's going to actually, because now the phone that I normally had, where it had my phone number, where it had, he has my number, so he could text me, that phone is dead. He does not have my new number.
So even if he had been sending you a message lately, you would have no idea because
I would have no idea.
He wouldn't know that you're not. He might think you're ignoring him if he's texting you.
So
that's the only thing.
So now you've got to make this gesture, give him a nice, beautiful smile, and let him know that the door is open.
But now,
and Lisa,
even for him to
yeah,
come,
go ahead.
Even for him to say, hey, you know, I tried texting you, and did you get my text?
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. But some people become so traumatized by rejection that they will do anything they can to avoid it. So I think he feels that you've rejected him, and so right, what do you think? And he's retreating. You got to get him back into his confidence there, and that's why I say we're going to give you that as a
homework assignment.
A little homework. We want to hear from you by next Friday, and I wouldn't be surprised the two of you are back talking. So thank you so much, Lisa. We do have to move on, but thank you.
And
thank you. We do love hearing from you.
All righty. Okay.
And,
bye-bye.
And if he sends you any eggplant pictures, well,
we want to know. For them too.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. I just love her, how receptive she is to suggestion, you know, and it's really nice to have been watching her transformation all this time. So, Tara, what have you got for us up there? Nobody's talking.
No.
Oh, shucks. Do you have anybody that have messaged you?
Well, you know, you just need to call and talk to us. 909-792-5222.
And we don't bite unless you want us to.
Oh, you had mentioned about if you think that people can change. Like if someone has been unfaithful in the past.
Yeah. Are you hung up on this whole thing, once a cheater, always a cheater, or?
I think that past behavior is a predictor of future behavior. However, if people want to change any behavior, they can change that behavior. But if they don't make a change, then you're going to get what you got. That's all.
Well,
with anything, with I'm going to eat differently, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to be faithful, I'm going to stop pornography. I don't care what it is. If you make a change, you can make a change.
Dr. Joyce Brothers said many, many years ago that people who have affairs, the core reason is they want to feel good about themselves. They're not feeling good in the relationship anymore, and when they really should up and end it, and instead they'll slide off into an affair, and sure, you know, the intrigue and the mystery and the, you know, there's all this double life excitement, but it's really not right.
It's not, but people come in and complain about betrayal and infidelity, and they're blaming the third party. The third party always takes the fall, and I was like, I'm not mad about the affair. I don't care about the affair. What's happened, I believe, is there's been a crack in the relationship foundation, and the affair was a symptom of a problem. The affair is either an escape,
right,
or a replacement for something.
I love that.
So it's not the third party. I don't care about the third party. I don't even want people to bring that
but
up.
boy, we women want to go right after her, don't we?
Yeah.
And these men want to take him out back, tar and feather him. When really,
It's so true.
yeah, when really, you're right. It is not the third party.
It's not.
There was a girl I knew who was a client of mine many years ago. She had been a highly promiscuous female sailor stationed at Guam. And Guam now, they don't have a base anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. Well, it's a smallish military community. She would go down to the club and she would decide to entertain her sexual leanings whichever way she wanted to as a single woman. One night, these women, the wives, they came literally seeming with torches in a posse and pounded on her door. And when she opened the door and they just attacked her with words, she said, "Hey, it's not my job to keep your husband at home."
Oh.
When she told me that, it was like, as a client of mine, it was like my jaw just dropped to the floor. Because what do you think of that?
Well, there's a little bit of girl code in there, too. Like, if you know the guy is married and you want to entertain that guy anyway, first of all, no, he's not leaving his wife and kids for you. Sorry, not going to happen. But that's a little bit of a girl code violation in my book.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
It's a girl code violation. Now, if the guy is lying to you, nothing you can do about it. You just happen to be a symptom of his problem.
Now, what about the girl code when it comes to, say, presidents who are engaging in relationships outside of their marriage? You know, especially we know a few. If you think back, have been a few.
Yeah.
We really kind of have one right now. Where all sorts of skeletons are just falling out of the closet. You know what I think? I didn't vote for him because I wanted him to become our priest or a minister. I voted for him because I felt he had some really good leadership qualities. I don't care about what he's done in his past. No. And a lot of people are feeling that way. Daryl, you had a comment to make about your past military service. You retired after 22 years.
I wasn't always the best sailor in the Navy. Man, I had a lot of fun.
No! That isn't the comment I was looking for.
I know.
Bad, Daryl. The comment I wanted you to make was how some of the best leaders you ever had were rampant skirt chasers on their private time.
Very true.
But it had nothing to do with their ability and their integrity as a leader.
Had nothing to do with mine.
So, boy, are we going to get some mail now.
Yay. Bring it.
Please, I was just going to say, please don't run us out of town on a rail. It was only an election. Neither have us slept with him or anything like that.
No.
I do have a problem with the women that disrespected his wife. That's where my problem is. And one of them was actually dating him or seeing him when Mrs. Trump was pregnant. And that to me is even a bigger dagger in the back. What do you think?
No, he may have had permission to.
That's another thing
we don't really know
know
the full story.
We don't. So,
we don't know the full story.
All of this conjecture, what's it going to lead to? Just the media.
Gossip.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. They've turned, all these media outlets have turned into scandal rags. Like, years ago, oh my God, they had so many scandal sheets out there. National Enquirer seems to be the only one sort of holding its own now. But you must remember back in the day, the grocery store would be full. Elvis is still living, So anyway, we're just filling up the dead air because none of you folks called us tonight except for Lisa and April. So we hope that you will be getting back in the game with us by next Friday.
You still have time to call in before we head out. Yeah.
And guys, it is not taboo. You can call in, get a reading, and get some advice from a couple of pretty sharp ladies. We've been around the block a time or two.
I like it when guys call in and get that perspective.
Too. I want to let you all know we do have quite a substantial male audience. They send me messages. I hear from them. A lot of them listen to us when they're driving home after work or they're home alone. Many of them are single And the thing is, I think that they're gaining a lot from the conversation and the readings for others, but they're chicken-hearted and don't want to call us to get their own.
I am curious about that. So it seems like, again, throwing it out there, blanket statement, that you keep busy because women are calling and asking about men. My relationship, does he like me? What's going to happen? What did men ask about?
Oh, and guys, now please put your fingers in your ears. Wear those earmuffs right now. The majority, honest to God, they can be just awesome in their careers.
Oh.
They have a ton of friends and fans. You know, they're like big man on campus, and they haven't got a clue what women want.
Oh?
They don't.
Oh.
Think about it. Oh, well, you probably have seen it in your practice. But that's what they come to me for. I've met this girl, or woman, I don't know what to do. And so then I'll check it out, make sure that this is a woman that's going to be receptive, and then I sort of walk them through it. And say, you know, she hasn't got anything contagious, go talk to her. And they'll say, oh, but I'm scared to. What if I say the wrong thing? You know, what if I seem too shy or too aggressive? I mean, there's a lot of insecurity there.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's what they want to know.
Because what woman wants to know what she really wants? What?
What?
Jim says because what woman knows what she really wants?
That is why with our 6 sons that we have told them your best education is watching as many chick flicks as you can get your hands on. Because in there you're going to find out just how illogical, how disorganized we are mentally and sometimes emotionally, and all the secrets of what we expect you to know without us telling you. What do you think?
I just think about the male clients I work with, and how one in particular right now he was like quiet in the car because he was just quiet, and she said, are you withdrawing from me? You're not like talking, you're withdrawing from me. What's going on? Are you upset? And he said, I really just wasn't thinking about anything.
They do that.
I was just sitting in the car and it was quiet.
And we women, our minds are like jet engines. We got so much going on. So much going on. So maybe they should have a class or somewhere that they could go. You know, the bar. Oh, there's where you're going to get a lot of great advice.
But I do think women are really, really good about like spinning a tale and creating this false sense of reality based on a man's actions or inaction, and when really they're just like going about their day.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of boxes for your different thoughts, right? And so you sometimes have an empty box and there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
That the box is about this big.
It's the one that's concentrating on driving down the road so you don't run over somebody.
You know, the one thing, there's a saying, we should be able to get away with this. There's a saying that, well, it's like a joke. Why did God give women vaginas? So men would talk to them? Well, start talking to us. Huh? Or we'll help you along.
That made me think of this very inappropriate joke I heard, but I don't think I can say it.
You can't clean it up enough?
I'm trying to think of how I can leave on that note. But
oh my gosh, we have 2 minutes. You can put it in and we can run out the back door.
I think it's something to the effect of a cat was standing by the pool and fell in, and the rooster laughed, and there's nothing quite like a wet kitty making a rooster happy.
Okay. And on that note, we want to thank you all for participating in Freaky Friday with me and Lisa. To all of you, really, without you being here for us, we wouldn't have a show. We'd be sitting here looking at each other. Not that that's a bad thing.
Not
but,
a bad thing.
Please join us again next Friday. Same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We're here every Friday for the Psychic Love Doctor show. And on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. Good night, everybody. Love ya. Bye.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.7